Greetings. When I was working in healthcare as an employee, I pretty much knew everything about the work that I had to do, the work that people who reported to me did. I knew all of that stuff. I knew stuff that even went beyond that because that was my career, that was my job, that's everything I did. Then, when I became self-employed, I kept that knowledge, but I continued to grow knowledge on the leadership side. Diversity side, I pretty much knew that, but I had to learn how to help teach others that, because just because you know a lot about diversity doesn't necessarily mean you know how to teach it. Same with knowing how to play piano, but then trying to teach other people how to play piano. Doesn't always work out so well. At one point in the late 2000s, I was actually creating websites as kind of a side hustle. You know, when you're an independent consultant, sometimes you go like months between gigs, so you need something else to do. So I was doing that, and I was pretty good at that. I'm lucky in the fact that when I had to learn how to code a website, it was back in 2003. A friend of mine actually initially created my site, and he created some pages, and I wanted a website. There it was, and it was good enough for me. And at a certain point, I wanted to do some other things, and he didn't have the time to do it. So he sent me this program. He said, use this program, and it will help you to do some minor changes on your site. I went through the entire program in 3 hours. I learned how to code and to write code and do all these things in 3 hours. I don't know how I did it, but I just did. So later on, I was able to turn that into something where I could build websites for other people. I could do their SEO. I could do a lot of things with it. Now, time has passed. I can still do certain things with websites. I can still code, but there's these new things that happen that I just don't know. I don't have time to learn it. I know a lot of the technology, but not the newer stuff that they have. And I needed to update my website. It didn't look good on mobile. Almost nobody looks for me on a telephone because I get the statistics. Almost no one ever looks for me on a telephone, but I had about 2% people who were looking at me on tablets, and it looked bad on a tablet too. So I sat there saying, well, am I going to try to put all my energy into trying to figure out how to do this? That doesn't make any sense. What did I do? I reached out to someone I knew who, this is his job. He's a lot younger than me, but this is what he does. He builds websites for businesses. So I contacted him and asked him for this one specific thing. He asked me to send him a website that had something, describing what I wanted. I knew a website, so I sent him that page, and then he did the work for me. And it was amazing. The thing is that he basically built me a template, and then he gave me a little bit of instruction on how to do the rest of it for myself. Because all I wanted him to do was create it and then let me go back and update my entire website, because I have a bunch of pages on my website. And he did that. And as odd as this is, leaders don't know everything, but sometimes they think that when they do know something, they need to actually do everything that there is. And sometimes you just don't have that answer, and you're not really sure who to go to for that answer, and that's scary. But if you do know some people, then you need to try to go to those people and let them help you, or actually let them do the work and then give them credit for it. In this case, even though there's a friend of mine who decided to help me out, I paid him for it because it was just work I just was not going to take the time to figure out how to do. And he did it. If you're in business for yourself, you need to think about that. If you're working for someone else and you're in leadership, you sometimes need to say, you know what, I need to go to someone else. That happened when I was working in hospitals as an employee. There were a lot of hospital departments who came to me for advice on how to do certain things. They were all financial things, not how to do operations or anything, but financial things, because that was what I was there for. You have to be ready to let your ego go when there are things that need to be done and you can't do it. Sure, there's a lot you can research online, but let me tell you the truth. I can research how to change pipes and how to do all kind of things on a car or in my plumbing, but I'm never going to be able to do it. So that's just today's lesson, that you can't do everything, and even if you're a leader, it doesn't hurt to go ask someone else, even if it's one of your own employees, because everyone has special skills that not someone else has that can be used. My name is Mitch Mitchell. Hope you all have a wonderful day.